Patrick hadn't slept in months. He wanted to sleep but couldn't. He'd always been troubled by sleep problems. Today, he wanted to sleep again. Usually, he fell asleep the moment he touched the bed. But today, he couldn't. After tossing and turning for a long time, he gave up. He sat in bed for a full 24 hours, glancing at the time and thinking of disturbing SpongeBob. SpongeBob was sleeping soundly at that moment. Patrick stood by the bed, his expression a bit scary, whether SpongeBob wanted it or not. Patrick suddenly grabbed him and started messing around. He was having a lot of fun playing alone. Meanwhile, SpongeBob was so sleepy that he could barely keep his eyes open and couldn't stand. SpongeBob found Patrick, told him they had to sleep now, and tried to help Patrick with his insomnia. SpongeBob was very considerate, caring for him like a baby. Before feeding, he checked his temperature and finally sang a slow lullaby. Patrick finally began to feel sleepy, but SpongeBob fell asleep first. Patrick had no choice but to get out. He first raised a rock to try to knock himself out, but it was no use. Then he pulled a hose from the ground, but that didn't work. He even hit himself with an anchor, but even then, Patrick couldn't knock himself out. After thinking for a while, he decided to ask the person who slept the most for help. Of course, it was Squidward. Normally, Squidward would refuse, but when Patrick said he truly admired him, Squidward's attitude immediately changed. He excitedly invited Patrick in, boasted for a while, then pulled out his autobiography. Although Patrick wasn't usually very bright, he realized that this had nothing to do with sleeping, so he grabbed the hose and knocked Squidward unconscious. It seemed he had to rely on himself. He hung a sausage over his head and began running around the rock house. Soon, months passed, and the ground caved in under his feet. The sausage in his hand had turned into an old man, unable to bear it any longer. The sausage begged Patrick to eat it, so Patrick ate it. At this moment, SpongeBob came over and told a story, revealing that the god of sleep actually existed in this world. If he cast his mysterious mist, anyone could fall asleep. Patrick suddenly felt hopeful. He quickly fashioned a god of sleep out of sand, but it didn't seem to react. Suddenly, the supposed god of sleep disappeared. He opened the stone house and saw that it had escaped. Patrick quickly chased after the god of sleep. After catching him, he saw that it had belched out a puff of purple smoke, but in reality, it was just car exhaust. The supposed god of sleep was just Patrick's imagination. Patrick was lost in his fantasy. Eventually, the god of sleep made it to Squidward's house. Patrick quickly ran over and caught him, unleashing his wrath on him. Fortunately, SpongeBob intervened. It turned out that Patrick had once again imagined Squidward as the god of sleep.